Hi everyone, it's Carrie, aka Nerdy Girl Creates, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, and for the first time in a long time, we are going to do a Wednesday rewind, but it's going to be a special one because I wanted to take a look at some of my favorite pieces of art from the great George Perez. Now, I'm sure some of you have heard recently what's happened with Mr. Perez, and my thoughts and prayers go out to both him and his family. So, what I wanted to focus on is something more positive and his contributions to the comic book world, especially those that inspired me. Because when I think of my childhood in the 80s and when I think of comic books, I think of George Perez's art. And I wanted to focus on 5 of those projects that I really love the most. This is not going to be done in any particular order or, it's not going to be which ones I feel are the best in order. It's just going to be 5 I really like. So don't look at it as if I'm ranking them. I'm just giving you my top 5. So the first one is going to be Marvel Fanfare, issues 10 to 13. Now what this is George Perez teaming up with Ralph Macchio, no, not the Karate Kid, on a 4-part story for Black Widow. And it would become known as the Web of Intrigue. And this is Black Widow's mission as a new member of S.H.I.E.L.D. And the thing I loved the most about this was the design for Black Widow. It is amazing. It is what I think of when I think of Natasha Romanoff. The black catsuit with the long flowing red hair and the belt with the gold discs. We'll never get now in the MCU. Though I will give Scarlett Johansson some credit, she did do really well with the part, despite not having a Russian accent. But I can overlook that. Yeah, I love this outfit. It is one of my favorites. It's, I have even a statue that's kind of based off this. Love it. And the story was really interesting, because it shows her off on her own for the first time working for S.H.I.E.L.D. You might have seen my coverage on this before on Wednesday Rewind, but it is definitely my favorite Black Widow story. And I would definitely always count this in my top 5. Next is going to be George Perez's work on the Avengers. And this was back in 1975, I believe it was, starting with issue 141. It is like that classic Avengers look, kind of brought up to date a bit with, Scarlet Witch, Captain America, Vision, Black Panther, Ant-Man, and so on. And I love how he draws characters, especially like females, because they're curvy, yet they look strong without taking away from their femininity. Just like with Black Widow, I love how he did Scarlet Witch in this, and it's kind of like I miss this type of style of art, but it's nice to take a look at and see, sorry if I'm going on a little bit. I keep having electric going in and out, so I apologize. Next up will be the Infinity Gauntlets. Yes, Marvel again. This time we're looking at the comic that inspired the MCU, Infinity War, and so forth. It is the Mad Titan Thanos on the hunt for the Infinity Gems, and the whole Marvel Universe rallying together to stop him. Just classic. Like the details he does in these different scenes with multiple characters and just like the monsters and the planets. Just, it's like, it's almost hard to describe. It is just amazing. And I love Infinity Gauntlet, and this is another one I've been collecting. I am trying to get all the issues for this, and highly recommend it. George Perez, Infinity Gauntlet. His art on this is just amazing. Next one, you all know, if you've been on this channel, if you are a comic book fan, you know Crisis on Infinity Earths, and the one scene where they're all gathered, the Justice League, in one room of the tower, the detail to every single character in there, just amazing. I might sound redundant, but I just love, like, looking at his art with the colors popping and everything. It is George Perez. I mean, you can look at something and you know it's George Perez. You don't get too many artists anymore where you could do that. George Perez. You can always recognize his art. And I always recommend Crisis on Infinite Earths because to me it is the only Crisis event that matters. Finally, when everybody talks about George Perez, there is one comic I hear all the time, and that is the new Teen Titans. I have issue 1 of the new Teen Titans. I don't have the special preview. Trying to get a hold of that. Trying to get a hold of a few more. I do have some of the Judas contract issues. But the new Teen Titans brings the Titans up to date. Sorry to be redundant again. With Robin segueing into his Nightwing role. More grown up. Wonder Girl. Kid Flash, and the introduction of characters like Cyborg, Beast Boy, and of course Starfire, as well as some new villains for them to battle. I think this is like the point that I think established Teen Titans. And it is like where I go when I think of Teen Titans is to the George Perez art and these stories from Marv Wolfman. Again, I am also trying to collect these. Not easy find, trying to get him for a good buck, you know what I'm saying? Again, when he does these splash pages in his comics, it is just awesome to look at. I mean, detail after detail. Always know what is George Perez. So those are my top 5. So tell me, do you have any favorite George Perez works? Comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.